Hey, I'm Will Sayer from MovieWeb. It's great to be chatting with you, Aisha. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you as well.
Great, and congratulations on government cheese. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
And I actually live in the San Fernando Valley.
Yes, yes. So you saw your backyard.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so much more to appreciate in this show. The surrealism, the humor, the performances. I guess, as one of the creators, for you and Paul, was there one sort of pillar or foundation from the beginning that you sort of built off of, like one of those elements, and then the rest sort of fell into place? I was curious how it all started.
Yeah, I think the thing, yes. The pillars that we really we set rules for ourselves. So when we started on this journey of creating 10 episodes, based on this short film, but really kind of building a thing from scratch, we were very clear about the journeys we wanted every character to take. And so once those were kind of instituted, we knew where Astoria was going, where Hampton was going, and where Evan, Einstein, and Harrison were going. And then, I remember when Paul and I were figuring out the pilot, and we were like, we don't have a good opening. You have to have a good opening. And I was like, it's going to come. It's going to come. And we had written the pilot, rewritten the pilot, and we still hadn't come up with this great opening. And then we were talking about his dad, and he talked about how somebody was killed. His dad watched somebody get killed in prison with a spoon. And then from there, making that, kind of the backdrop and creating this parable of a religious story out of, this. And so once we kind of set that tone and figured that out, I think that's when kind of everything fell into place of having these fun openings and different styles of filmmaking that we could use in all of them. And then also but once we had the goalposts of where the stories were, it gave us freedom to kind of do different things because we knew where we were going the whole time. So we were never kind of lost at sea story wise.
Absolutely, that makes sense. And I forgot, of course, the short film, and David spoke about that when I chatted with him. So, but yeah, that totally makes sense. That's wonderful to hear. I also, before I forget, I wanted to ask about the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles remake that you were writing and directing. I was curious if that was still moving forward, if there's
No,
anything.
and that's so funny. I don't know where that came from. That fell apart when there's so many reasons. But no, I
Oh,
did. I wrote the script. The script is out there. Yes, I don't, but it all got complicated with a number of things. But yes, hopefully one day.
yes, of course. I mean, that's one of my favorite John Hughes movies, so I had
It's
to ask.
everybody's favorite. I know. It was a fun one to retell, and I think I wrote it at that time for Kevin and Will.
Right,
So
of
that was
course.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're the best.
They are. They are
Uh,
wonderful.
But of course, with Government Cheese, I mean, David, your star, I mean, he's done comedy before, but in addition to his extensive dramatic work, I mean, how did you guys sort of know he'd be as perfect as he is for the role of Hampton?
Yeah, no, I think that was, Paul when he was, figuring out to make the short film, knew that he needed to find somebody that was a great actor. Like yes, it is a comedy. Yes, it is weird, but there's a lot of texture and depth to Hampton. It's based on his dad. And so, I can't imagine anyone else but David doing it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, me neither. And he
Yeah.
has got wonderful co-stars. I mean, Bokeem, and he's talking about how they're, brothers now. And it sounded like Bokeem is based off a real Bootsy. I mean, were there other characters who, like from your personal life, who you sort of envisioned for
Oh,
this?
for Bokeem, Bokeem's character Bootsy is funny. There was actually two characters at one point that we kind of moved into making one character. And so
Or just
Boots.
other people too, like in the show, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think there's us in all of them. But Bootsy's my favorite. Bootsy is a Buddhist, and Bokeem totally got that. So Bootsy's this kind of fun kind of person that kind of lives outside of the lines. But us getting Bokeem, that was our luck. Bokeem has a great story about he chose us, and we are very appreciative. But Simone Messick as Astoria, Astoria is one of the ones where we had kind of Paul's mother's still alive. And so I think Paul had a hard time writing her character a little bit because his mother's still there. He didn't want to say anything that might, offend her or have the audience look at her in a negative light. And it's like, but to create these fun characters. So we really, crafted a story in a way of giving her own story and her own, journey that she needed to go on. And I think it's so nice to see a maternal figure that is a great mom and loves her family, but also has other aspirations and other hopes. And in doing those other hopes, she's not turning her back on her family. She's going to take her family there, but just that she had this kind of bigger view for her life and went after it, I think was really important for her. And then the boys are amazing. Evan and Jahi are just forces. They brought so much texture to those characters that I can't see anyone else playing those sons.
Yeah, they nailed it.
They nailed it.
Yeah, I can't wait for everyone else to see it. So congratulations again, Aeysha. It's great chatting with you.
Thank you so much.